Good morning children, how are you? Children, in the last class we learned about, yes, digestion and types of the teeth. So in this class also we know more about the lesson called nutrition in animals. So in this lesson we are going to know about the one experiment. So to detect whether the starch is present or not. Okay, so first children, to detect the presence of starch in the food, so we need to take two test tube. Okay, so in the previous class we learned about, yes, iodine solution, isn't it? So in the 6th standard we learned different tests called test for protein, test for starch, test for fat, is it? So what are the materials needed to test the starch in the food? So what solution is necessary for this to conduct the starch test? So iodine solution. Is it children? Okay. So first children, take two test tube and then label them as or give the name for these two test tube. For the first test tube A and the second test tube name is B. Okay. So label them as A and B. Okay. In the first test tube or test tube A, we should take or we need to take boiled rice. Okay, so how much boiled rice we need to take? So 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice we need to take in the test tube A. And in another test tube or test tube B, take a 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice after chewing it for 3 to 5 minutes. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ boiled and chilled rice. What is that meaning? Boiled rice and ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ? 3 ರಿಂದ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅದನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಗ್ದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, so in the test tube B, we take a boiled and chilled rice. Okay, so then we need to add water for each test tube. So add how much of water we need to add? We need to add 3 to 4 ml of water in each test tube or in both test tube. So we need to add water 3 to 4 ml of water in both the test tube. So then what about the iodine solution? How many drops we need to add? Yes children. So now you pour or add 2 or 3 drops of iodine solution in each test tube and shake the test tube after adding all these materials. Okay, and then shake the test tube. So leave it for some time. After 10 minutes, observe what happens. So children, after adding water, we need to add iodine solution in each test tube. How many drops we need to add? 2 to 3 drops. So we need to add 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution in each test tube and shake the test tube and leave the test tube for 5 to 10 minutes and observe the color in both the test tube. So in the first test tube we can see blue black color. So we can observe blue black color. So this indicates the presence of starch. So blue black color. So that indicates the presence of starch. Okay. So observe the first test tube. After 10 minutes, we can see the color changes. The food color changed into blue-black color. So this indicates the presence of starch in the food. So see the next test tube or test tube B. So here the color of the boiled rice does not changes. So we cannot notice any color in this or any changed color in the second test tube or in the test tube B. So what it indicates? So if this indicates the food in the test tube A, so it doesn't contain starch. If the starch is present in this test tube or in this food, the color should changes into blue black color. So the color of the food in the second test tube doesn't change. Is it? So this means this food doesn't contain starch. Okay, children. So what is the function of saliva? So do you know this, children? So our mouth has salivary glands. It produces salivary juice. So this saliva, it breaks down the starch into sugar. So that's why this food doesn't contain starch. So do you know the children why this food doesn't contain starch? Does not contain any starch in this because we already chewed. We used boiled and chewed rice in this, isn't it? So what happens at the time of chew position or when we chewed the food particles, isn't it? Food materials. So at that time, what happens? The saliva present in our salivary juice that breaks the starch into sugar. Saliva present in our salivary juice. Salivary juice is produced by salivary glands in our mouth. Okay. So salivary glands are present inside our mouth that produces saliva. That saliva breaks down the starch into sugar. So that's why there is no presence of. That's why this second test tube shows. So it doesn't contain any starch. So because the food contained in this test tube does not changes to blue black color. So this indicates this food doesn't contain starch. Okay. If it is starch, if the starch is present in the second test tube, what happens? So that convert into different color called blue black color. So here the starch is remaining in the first test tube, in the boiled rice. Have taken boiled rice in the first test tube or test tube A. So the starch is present in the boiled rice. So that's why the boiled rice changes into blue black color. Understand it, children? Okay, children. Do you know about another organ in our mouth? So that is tongue. So the tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. Muscular means it is made up of by the muscles. Our tongue doesn't contain bone, is it? So it is a fleshy muscular organ, isn't it? So it is attached. It is attached to the back, is it? To the floor of our buccal cavity. So the tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. It is attached to the back. At the back side it is attached. So where it is attached? It is attached to the floor of the buccal cavity, floor of our mouth. Okay. And then I have told you this is the test tube, this is the dropper. Isn't children? You know about this? Using this dropper, we use the iodine or we add the iodine solution. Is it? So we should know about the materials used or what are the equipments we used in the experiment. Okay. So we will move to the next. So that is about tongue. Our tongue. So our tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. The tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. So it is attached at the bottom, at the back Is it, children? So this is attached the back. The back side it is attached. So to the floor of our buccal cavity. Is it? So this one is attached at the back side to the floor of the buccal cavity. So it is free at the front. So at the back side the tongue is attached to the buccal cavity. Is it? To the floor of buccal cavity. So it is free at the front and it can be moved in all directions. Is it? So try it, children. So it is free at one end, at the front side it is free. It is not attached at the front side. So it is free at the front and it can be moved in all directions. Is it? It is free at the front and it can be moved in all direction. Is it? And then do you know the children the functions of our tongue? What are the functions of our tongue? So I am using my tongue to talk. Is it? To teach. Is it? To talk. So that is the one use of our tongue. Is it? So children, do you know about the function of our tongue? So we use our tongue for talking. So besides, it mixes saliva with the food during chewing the food. Isn't it? And it also helps for swallowing the food. So our tongue helps in swallowing the food. And then we also taste the food with the help of our tongue. Isn't it? So children, what is the function of the tongue? The tongue, we use the tongue to taste the food for talking. Is it? So this tongue helps for mixing the saliva with the food during chewing. And also it helps for swallowing the food. Function of our right arm. So with the help of our tongue, we are talking, is it? So we use our tongue. We use our tongue for talking, for speaking. Is it, children? With the help of our tongue, we are talking. Is it? So beside this tongue, beside it mixes the saliva. It mixes the saliva with the food during chewing. During chewing the food, and then it helps to swallow the food. ಫುಡ್ ನ ಅಗಿವಾಗ ಸಲೈವನ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ಟಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಟಂಗ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ? ಇಟ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸಸ್ ದಿ ಸಲೈವಾ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಚೀವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫುಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್. ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ಯಾವ ಥರ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ವಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫುಡ್. ಆ ಫುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ನುಂಗುವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ವಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ಅವರ್ ಟಂಗ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ವಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ children, do you know about the taste of the food? We also taste food with the help of our tongue. Is it? So we also taste the food with the help of our tongue. is it? So do you know about the taste buds? So it has taste buds. Our tongue has taste buds that detect the different tastes of our food. Is it, children? So our tongue has taste buds that taste buds detect different tastes of the food. Our tongue has taste buds that detect the different tastes of food. Okay? So children, let us find out the position of the taste bud in our tongue. So let us find out the position of the taste buds in our tongue. See here, so this is our tongue, children. Okay. So in this tongue, see here, what is this? So this is our tongue. So in this tongue, we have different taste buds. Is it, children? So our tongue has taste buds. With the help of this taste buds, so that detect the taste of food. So here, see here. So this is the region we find out the bitter taste. So these taste buds detect the bitter of the food. So it detects the bitter. And then, so if this one is the region, in this region we find some taste buds. It helps to detect the sour taste. So it detects the sour taste of our food. Okay. So what about this region? This region also has some taste buds. This taste buds detect sweet and also salt. So first, see here. So in this region, our tongue detects the sweet. So at the adjacent side, it detects the salty taste. So see the children. So this region has some taste buds. It detects the bitter taste. So in this region, we find out the sour taste. So here have some taste buds. So this detect the sweet and salt of the food. Okay. So the children, this is our tongue. So our tongue has taste buds. With the help of our taste buds, we detect the taste. It detect the different taste of our food. Okay, children. So next, children, we need to go to the next one. So that is, so children, when you eat the food. So when you eating the food, or sometimes when you eat the food in a hurry, in urgent. So sometimes when you eat in a hurry, what happens? Or talk or laugh while eating. So you may get hiccups. And you may cough or a choking sensation. What is that meaning? So ನೀವು ಫುಡ್ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ನಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಂತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ. ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್? ಸೊ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಮೇ ಕಾಫ್, ಗೆಟ್ ಹಿಕಪ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕ್ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀರಾ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಚೋಕಿಂಗ್ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಉಸಿರು ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್. So because of some reason, sometimes when we eat a food in a hurry, or talk or laughing, so we are talk or laugh while eating, so you may cough, get hiccups or a choking sensation. So this happens when food particles enter the windpipe. So you know that the children in our digestive system we learned about the esophagus. So that is the food passage or food pipe. Is it? So in that region or in that passage only the food should be passed and enter the small intestine. Is it, children? So this hiccups or choking sensation happens due to some reason. So that is when food particles enter the windpipe. So in our respiratory system, so you know that about the windpipe. In our respiratory system, so there is a windpipe. Another name for this is trachea. For food pipe and windpipe, so there is a common passage. So children, so the windpipe carries air from the nose to the nostril and to our lungs, isn't it? So it runs adjacent to the food pipe. See here. This is a food pipe. Or esophagus. This is the windpipe. Okay. Or trachea. Or esophagus. See here, children. So sometimes when we eat in a hurry or talk or laugh while eating the food, you may cough or get hiccups or choking sensation. Is it? So this happens when food particles enter the windpipe. So now food if food particles in so we get hiccups, choking sensation or we may cough. Is it, children? So the wind, so see here, this is a windpipe. The windpipe or trachea, it carries air from nose to the nostrils and then from nostrils to the our lungs. Is it? So windpipe carries air or oxygen. Is it? So it carries air from our nose and then nostrils. So finally it reaches the lungs. Is it? So it runs adjacent to the food pipe. So it runs adjacent to the food pipe. Is it? So the air should run adjacent to the food pipe. A food pipe windpipe ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಏನಿದೆ food pipe. ಅದರ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು air should pass through it. Is it, children? So what happens? But inside the throat. So this we call as throat. Is it? So inside the throat, the air and food they share a common passage. So inside the throat, the air and food they share a common passage. Is it? So but inside the throat, the air and food they share a common passage. Is it, children? So then how is food prevented from entering the windpipe? So children, listen my question. So then how is food prevented entering the food pipe? So there is some structure is present. So during the act of swallowing the food, a flap-like valve, so that closes the passage of the windpipe and it guides the food to enter into the food pipe. Okay children, see here. So in this region we can see some flag, or it is a flag line. Flag line means, so at one side of this, the one side of this it is attached to this region, is it? So at the another end it is a free end. Okay, so one side of this flag like structure it is attached to at one end. Okay, another one end is free. So that is called flag. Flag like van. Flag like, I was told, flag like van. So what is the meaning of van? So van means, so it is a structure that prevents the entering of the liquid or air into another side. So another passage. So it is a structure, so that prevents, valve means it is a structure that prevents the entering the liquid or food or air into the another passage. So children, so during the act of swallowing the food, a flap-like valve, it closes the passage of the windpipe. It closes. So this structure, it closes this. It closes the passage of windpipe and then guides the food to enter into the food pipe. Understand children? So during the act of swallowing a food, a flap-like valve. So that is closes the flap-like valve that closes the windpipe, and guide the food particles, food materials to enter the food pipe. So then, if by chance the food entering into the windpipe. So if by chance food particles that is entering into the windpipe, we feel choked and get hiccups, or we cough, is it? Camping, isn't it? So if by chance the food particles enter into the windpipe, so when it happens? When we talk during when we laugh during eating the food. Is it children? At that time it happens. So if by chance food particles that enter into the windpipe, so we feel choked, get hiccups or cough. Isn't it children? Okay children, I hope you are all understood what I am explaining today. If you have any doubts, call me children. Okay, we will continue in the next class children. Thank you.